Welcome back to Captain Dick Smith Field on the campus of Washington and Lee here in Lexington, Virginia for the second game of our doubleheader action between the Hampden-Sydney Tigers and the Washington Lee Generals. The Tigers were able to take that first one by a final score of 10-9 thanks to a ninth inning home run by the bat of Sanford for the Tigers. They were able to take that one, improve to 11-9 on the season, 5-3 in ODAC play. The Generals, after losing that one, fall to 6-9, 1-8 in ODAC play. Kaden, how were the Tigers able to get it done in that first game?
Really, it just came down to the wire. In the middle of that game, the Generals jumped out to an early lead up 2-0, and then the Tigers were just able to bounce back. Jack Wilson, I should say, was such a good player for them. 4 RBIs, 3 for 5 on the day. His bat really got it done for them, got them a big lead. Then that lead shrunk. The Generals came back feistier than ever and really just came right back into that game. But in the top of that ninth, Evan Blair was pitching like I've never seen someone pitch here at Captain Dick Smith Field. He had something like 5 outs in 10 pitches. But then, of course, Chase Sanford just coming back, bouncing back, really stunning the crowd, stunning the bench, and stepping up in a big moment. And it really just came down to that swing at the end. The Washington Lee just couldn't get anything going in that ninth inning. Their momentum kind of ran out. They just lost some of their juice after that home run. And Chase Sanford, hats off to him. You got to say, just give him hats off. Say great job on that play, keeping it together and deflating both the crowd, but also giving his team a 1-run lead late in it. And this second game is going to be just as tightly contested. If you're Washington Lee, you take a lot of lessons from that first game. Really just looking at your adversity you faced, your perseverance. You trailed by 6, came back, knotted it up, ended up losing by 1 off of a late game homer. But you know you can beat this Hampden-Sydney team. Just going to have to look for a little bit better pitching in this one. 10 runs is a little bit too much, especially when you're looking at conference games like this, the doubleheader. Of course, having some other arms on the bump today. So if you're Washington and Lee looking to improve some pitching, and for Hampden-Sydney, trying to mount that lead again, but hold it. Don't let Washington Lee gain that momentum.
Yeah, Washington and Lee's offense really came alive there towards the end of that game, as you said, Kaden. But we're going to get into the starting lineups. First, the batting lineup for the Tigers of Hampden-Sydney. There's same guys starting in there, obviously a new starting pitcher for them, but just move the lineup around a little bit. They're going to go with Jack Wilson, center fielder, leading them off, number 44. Then it's the right fielder, number 5, Chase Sanford. The DH, number 8, Matthew Arnold in the 3 spot. Then the 4 spot goes to number 51, the left fielder, Jake Moore. Then the number 52, Grayson Harris, the first baseman. Number 14, the third baseman, Jace Howe. Number 13, the shortstop, Jackson Masterson. Number 6, the second baseman, Gavin Smith. And then finishing off the lineup for Hampden-Sydney, number 49, the catcher, Noah Leonard. So the same lineup, as I said, for Hampden-Sydney, just a few spots switched around for them there. And then we'll take a look at the Generals' fielding arrangements. And a similar lineup for the Generals. Again, the same guys out there, just a switch at DH starting this game. That'll be Belbutt, number 34. He gets the start there. Behind the plate's Charnecko, again, catching, number 42. Up at first base, it's Nathan DeWitt, the first baseman, number 35. And it's the second baseman, Larmore, number 4. Shortstop, number 12, Nick Lagas. And then the third baseman, number 22, Andrew Thornton, out in left field. It's Camden Teague, number 14. And center field, John Turner, number 5. And then rounding off the Generals' defensive arrangements in right field, number 15, Paul Ramsor. So as I said, the same lineups for both teams. You know, what's the key for both teams in this one, Kaden? You touched on it a little bit, but how can the Generals get off to a good start, and then how can Hampden-Sydney carry that momentum from that last game?
For Washington Lee, it has to start off on the bump, and you have to maintain consistent. They started off really hot in Game 1 on the mound with John Benner. You have to continue that and hope you can get a great start and some great relieving. Cooper Charnecko has had such a great year. His ERA is just north of 3 in 5 appearances. He's only allowed 6 earned runs on the year, and he's coming off an appearance against Averett where he did get the loss. He had 4 innings of work and 4 runs in that. Only 2 of them were on him. Still credited with the loss against Averett, but trying to come in, turn some things around for Washington Lee, trying just to keep Hampden-Sydney off the board. Of course, we just saw how hot these bats for the Tigers can get.
Yeah, you said Charnecko getting the start here in Game 2 for the Generals. This will be his 6th appearance of the season, facing the hot hitter in Wilson from last game, who really showed the Generals how it's done. 4 RBIs, 3 hits for him, and he gets things going immediately. First pitch, picking up right where he left off with a base hit.
That's just not what you want out of the first batter you face if you're Charnecko. But you have to remember, it's a long game. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You can't get down on yourself here. You have to continue to attack, as now Sanford is coming to the plate.
Hampden-Sydney are looking to keep that hot streak on offense going. 10 runs in their last game. Certainly have the capability to do so here. The same guy's out there. That one's lined right to the second baseman, Larmore. He's able to turn it to Lagas, who then turns it over to first for a nice double play there to immediately mitigate that leadoff base hit.
And that's exactly what you have to do. Now it's 2 pitches, 2 outs for Cooper Charnecko. Not getting down on yourself after allowing a hit right away. Staying, attacking, goes to Larmore. Larmore finds Lagas. Lagas to DeWitt. And like that, you got 2 outs and a perfect start to the game.
Charnecko deals that one in there to Arnold for strike 1. And there again, that one will be ball 1. Arnold in that last game, able to get 2 hits, had himself an RBI as well in his 4 at-bats. Also came in to score a run himself. The count moves to 2-1. That one hit right to Thornton at third. He's able to come up, make the play over to DeWitt at first. So a quick 1-2-3 inning there for the Generals. A nice double play turned in the middle of it, and we'll move to the bottom of the first. After some good play there, a quick 1-2-3 inning. We'll take a look at the starter, or rather the lineup for Washington and Lee first. Same guys out there as we talked about earlier for the Generals. We'll see different order, though, than the last game. DeWitt moving up to that leadoff position, number 35 playing first base in this one. Then it's number 12, Nick Lagas at shortstop. Number 22, third baseman Andrew Thornton in the 3-hole. And Paul Ramstor moves up to the cleanup spot in the right field, number 15. John Turner moving down to the 5 spot, number 5 in center field. Number 34, Jack Belbutt is replacing Rempel from last game in that DH position. Charnecko slides down to the 7-hole for this one. Number 42, the catcher. And it's number 14, the left fielder, Camden Teague, in the 8th spot. And Preston Larmore, again, finishing off the lineup for the Generals. Now we'll take a look at the Hampden-Sydney defensive arrangements. Leonard back there behind home plate. Harris at first base. Smith at second. Masterson at shortstop. Howell at third. Arnold, obviously, the DH there. You got left fielder and Moore. Center fielder in Wilson. And then right fielder is Sanford. And on the mound for Hampden-Sydney, it's Gavin Gregory. Gavin Gregory this season, about 21 innings pitched, 28 hits, given up 14 runs. 12 of those are earned. 3 walks on the season, 18 strikeouts, sitting around right about a 5 ERA, a 4.98. 5 hit batters as well. Currently sitting at a 1-2 win-loss record. So what do you expect to see out of Gregory today, Kaden?
Gregory's one of those players for Hampden-Sydney that brings a lot of experience to the table. 4th-year member of the Tigers. This is his 11th career start, so he's been in this spot quite a bit. 40 appearances now on his career, and just trying to will the Tigers to another win. He's got to try to match Charnecko's great start to this one. against some hot bats of Washington and Lee in DeWitt.
That one, first pitch in there for a strike as he deals. DeWitt, big cut there and falls quickly behind 0-2. DeWitt, last game, was able to score 3 runs on a couple of hits. No RBIs for him. Struck out one time in that last game. Good eye there as he takes ball 1. So DeWitt moving up from the 3 spot to the leadoff, which Coach White just moving the order around a little bit. Some familiar faces from that last game, just putting in some different guys facing the righty in this one as opposed to the lefty they saw last time around in Lewis. That one rounded right to second base. Easy play there for Smith. DeWitt tried to beat it out. That'll go down as the first out of this bottom of the first for the Generals, and that'll bring up shortstop Nick Lagas.
Nick Lagas led off the game 1 with a double. I shouldn't say led off, but he started the first inning as the second hitter, hit a double, trying to do the same thing here and get the Washington and Lee offense off to a hot start.
That was his only hit in that last game. Also had a couple of strikeouts in that last one. He'll look to have a bit more success in this game this time around. Big cut there, and again, quickly 0-2 the count goes. Gregory finding the zone early. Some good control from him. And he deals. A big swing and a miss there from Lagas. So Lagas goes down on 3 pitches. A good strikeout there for Gregory. His first of the game. Quickly already the Generals 2 outs on the board, but Andrew Thornton, the hot hitter from last game, coming up to the plate. Thornton moving up into the 3 spot out of the 4 from last game. Gregory, good breaking pitch inside for strike 1. Thornton again to Smith at second base. An easy play over to first. And quickly, both sides getting through the first inning without any real trouble. Generals leave nobody on, nobody getting on base at all. And that'll do us for the first inning. We'll step aside and we'll get ready for some second inning baseball action in the second game of a doubleheader between Hampden-Sydney and Washington and Lee. And welcome back to the campus of Washington and Leon Captain Dick Smith Field, and getting ready for some top of the second action here. It's going to be 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Tigers. Up first, it will be Moore at the plate.
And I'd like to see if Cooper Charneco can keep this great low pitch, high production streak going, because what you really need after last game is a long, really prolonged great start from your starting pitcher.
And Charneco go in there. They're going to say that Moore went around on that one. Jake Moore in that last game, couple of hits, couple runs scored, a strikeout for him as well. Sitting in that 4 spot, staying in there for this game. Really, both sides, both lineups all the way throughout. Got production from everybody. More just another example of that with his couple of hits and a couple runs came across. He finds himself down 1-2 here to Charnecko. And he deals. And swinging out of his shoes almost there, does more. Loses his elbow guard, it looks like. And he'll go down swinging.
Just a great job by Charnecko to
First baseman number 52,
make more
Grayson
swing
Harris.
and miss. And all of a sudden now, Washington and Lee's defense getting to throw it around the horn, feeling a little bit better after allowing 10 runs in game 1 of this doubleheader.
Charnecko deals for strike one, and he's certainly finding the zone early in this one. 10 pitches, 8 strikes. Another big cut there. It's Grayson Harris up at the plate. Harris was batting in the 2 spot last game. Moved down a little bit in the lineup to the 5 after some struggles there. And that one foul tipped into the hand of Charnecko behind the plate. He'll just need a moment to shake it off. Lost the glove there as well. Just got to hope that he's all right. It was an awkward play when that one's fouled back right into your hand. Just giving him a brief moment to recompose himself. Harris had an RBI, a couple strikeouts in his last game, a hit as well. Came across to score. Looks like the officials are discussing whether or not this will be an interference call. Didn't really have the best angle from up here to make that determination.
And if it is, it's just a little bit of a killer now. You have an 0-2 count. Already having the batters on their heels.
And Harris swung too, so
yeah,
would be strike 3 if it was not interfered with. We'll see what the call is. Obviously, wasn't sure if that ball was foul tipped either. It obviously hit his glove. Some determination here from the umpires.
they just look pretty unsure down there, like not sure what it is exactly. We're going to get the signal somewhat soon here. They're going over to Coach Mulvey now, maybe to let him know it is strike 3.
At first, I thought it was potentially foul tipped, and it looks like that's what they're going to. That's the determination that they're going to make. So no catcher's interference. And it's like Coach White now wants the same explanation that they gave to Coach Mulvey. Maybe he's just trying to understand why it's not strike 3.
Just a prolonged conversation. Looked like the determination was already made. Hey, Coach White just asking for an explanation, and
Coach
not
White,
sure what's taking so long down there, though.
he clearly wants Harris probably to be out here because he did swing, and I guess there was no contact with the ball. Only issue is I guess the umpires don't agree with that. We're just going to call it a foul tip.
Still not so sure what's taken so long. I mean, Coach White can try to plead and argue, but what could they be talking about just down there? Looks like Coach White isn't upset really either. Maybe just confusion between the umpires and trying to go like with a call that both sides can be happy with.
Yeah, umpires seemed, pretty confused and unsure about the original call. I guess Coach White just wanted a similar explanation, and I guess an explanation on their thought process. But it'll remain 0-2 here. And Charnecko ready to deal again. Comes back a little bit high on that one. Count moves to 1-2 on Harris. That one looped right down the line. That's going to stay fair for Harris. And he'll try to dig it out as Ramsor grabs it in right field. A great piece of hitting there from Harris. Another one down the line, and that's a one-out double.
That could be just one of those effects that having that really prolonged
third baseman number 14,
discussion between Coach White and the umpires does. Coach White trying to advocate for his players, but might have unnecessarily hurt his pitcher out there, just having to sit out in the wind. His arm's getting a little bit cold. Now all of a sudden, stand-up double.
And that'll bring up to the plate Jace Howell. Howell last time up also in the 6th spot, so similar location for him. And a run and a hit, a couple of RBIs. That last one. He rips that one right through the second baseman, Larmore. And that'll bring Harris all the way around. A big turn on first base, but he'll run back. That'll bring in the first run of the day for the Tigers. Good piece of hitting there by Howell. That gives him his 3rd RBI of the day, his first in this one, and the first run on the board.
And Howell just stepping up. Now, ever since that discussion, it seemed like Charnecko was on a roll. Cooper Charnecko, 4 straight outs, almost had a 5th out, and now all of a sudden 2 straight hits, a stand-up double, and now an RBI that allows a run to scratch across. This is the situation you didn't want to get yourself in, so that break could have really iced the pitcher and hurt him.
Charnecko deals that one a little bit high for ball 1. It's Masterson now up to bat. Masterson scored a run in that last one. A couple of walks for him as well. Getting on base a few times in that last game. No hits. A big swing and a miss there. Count moves to 1-2. That one from Charnecko outside.
Nice job there, though, by the other Charnecko, Campbell, getting out and across his body. Save a pass ball.
That one also in the dirt, this time inside, and the count moves full. You got to think, Kaden, that the chemistry between the Charnecko brothers out there certainly has to be a big boost, just, knowing how each other plays and where that ball is going to end up.
Oh, for sure. They've been pitching together since they were young.
That one fouled straight back. Masterson battling in there with the full count. That one again. Fouled straight back. Masterson staying alive. Waiting for his pitch. Charnecko keeps dealing them right down the middle. That one again. Fouled off, this time on the right field side. Going to go well out of play. No chance for anybody to get over there.
You can see why Masterson had 2 walks in the first game. So good at defending the plate. Just making Cooper Charnecko work for this potential out.
Charnecko deals, and that one, it's Masterson caught swinging. Charnecko keeps dealing them inside, and That'll be another strikeout for him. Moves it to 2 outs now. Still the runner on first.
Second baseman number 6, Gavin Smith.
I'll bring up Gavin Smith, the second baseman. Able to get on base in the last game rather. Struck out one time. He was actually replaced by Fitzpatrick for the Tigers last game in that was the 7th inning. He gets to start in this second game of the doubleheader. He finds himself up 2-0 in the count. That one skied to right field. Ramsor running back on it. And he'll be able to get under it for the catch. The Generals able to get out of that one with just 1 run given up. A long delay there, though, for the officials trying to decide what exactly that potential catcher interference call was. Maybe threw off Charneco a little bit, so the Tigers will take a 1-0 lead as we move to the bottom of the second. Back for some second inning action as the Generals get going, get ready to get going. 4, 5, and 6 hitters up for Washington and Lee. It'll be Ramsor up first.
Now batting number 15.
Generals find themselves down by that 1 run, but certainly not the worst start they could have possibly have asked for. Only 3 hits given up to the Tigers. They'll look to try to match that 1 run in this inning with Ramsor. Ramsor now in the 4 spot for being a little bit later in the lineup last time around. He had a hit and a run scored. A couple of strikeouts also that last game, and that will be in there for strike 1 from Gregory. That one just a bit outside. Looked like Leonard there behind the plate. Thought that should be a strike. Hesitated a little bit on the throw back.
The wind seems to have died down as well. It was an impact on that last catch by Ramsor.
Ramsor skies that one straight away into center field. Wilson in perfect position, and he'll retire Ramsor, and that'll bring up John Turner, who led off last game. Finds himself in the 5 spot here. Had a hit in that last one. The hit scored a couple runs. Just that 1 hit, though, for him in that last game. We'll try to find some more success here as that one's bounced right to Gregory on the mound. Good defensive play there. That one might have been tough for the second baseman or shortstop to get to, but Gregory will do it himself, and quickly now the Generals have 2 outs.
Now batting number 34, Jack Belbot.
Now Jack Belbot comes to play, the lefty hitter. We saw what he can do when he brought it within 1 in the 8th inning. He wasn't able to get on base, but with his power going all the way out to right, looked like it had a chance to get over that massive wall in right. Hoping to do the same thing now right here.
That one just a bit outside again for ball 2, but as you said, Kaden, yes, certainly displayed that power in his last at-bat last game. Just barely missing getting over the fence, but scoring a pivotal run that would end up being important for the Generals to tie it. Eventually, they obviously lost on that Sanford home run in the 9th. Gregory deals in there for strike one. Gregory also exhibiting some great control. 14 pitches, 11 strikes. I say that one goes up and over the zone for a 3-1 count here to Belbutt. That one outside once again, so the Generals will have their first base runner here, and Belbutt will take the 5-pitch walk. Still 2 down here, but that'll bring up
Now batting number 42, Campbell Charnecko.
Campbell Charnecko, the catcher, had 3 singles in that last game, all right down the right field line. Some defensive swings that he was able to make good contact with and all put into the same place. Scored a couple runs as well. We'll see if that hot hand of his is able to keep it going here with 2 outs now in the bottom of the second.
Really, the thing that impressed us about Campbell Charnecko in that first game was he had 3 slap singles going to shallow right opposite field for the righty. Something really rare you'd see once, much less 3 consecutive times. So trying to harness a little bit of that magic right here.
He did a good job holding up there on that one in the dirt. Going to ask for an appeal. First base umpire says he didn't go. Belbutt takes his lead at first. Gregory deals home. That one also finds itself low in the dirt for ball 2. Charnecko, we know he has the power, but last game showing off a little bit of that finesse and contact hitting. That one ripped right up the middle, though. And another base hit for Charnecko. Belbutt will hold at second. The first base hit of the day for the Generals now coming off of that walk and a couple base runners and a runner into scoring position.
And a great job by Campbell Charnecko just teeing up and having perfect timing right up the gut, finding its way past Gregory with such high exit velocity. Not much Gregory can do except get out of the way for his own safety.
Yeah, Gregory was really the only one with a chance to play on that ball, and he really had no chance on it either. Good piece of hitting there from Charnecko. As that one skied out to left, and quickly going down is Teague. Sees one pitch, skies it right out to left field, and the Generals will strand a couple of runners there. Get their first hit of the game in that inning, but unable to tie it up. Hampden-Sydney will carry their 1-run lead going into the top of the third. Back here in the top of the third on Captain Dick Smith Field. Hampden-Sydney maintaining that 1-run lead. The Generals stranded a couple in that last inning. They're going to look to a better showing out here. Charnecko giving up that run in the last inning after a long delay. Umpires going over both coaches and deliberating amongst themselves a potential catcher interference call. Hampden-Sydney capitalized a couple hits on that last inning and keep that 1-run lead. Going to the bottom of the lineup here, it's the catcher, number 49, Noah Leonard up at the plate. He first pitch fouls that one straight back. Leonard in that last game scored a couple runs, had a hit Also a walk. Decent production out of that 9-hole for the Tigers, and Charnecko deals that one in there for strike 2.
After that roaring start, you really thought Cooper Charnecko had a chance to go pretty long, but already 32 pitches.
Another one fouled off there by Leonard. Charnecko certainly has the control in this one. Finding the zone a decent bit. It doesn't seem too wild with it. He's getting the pitches where he wants them. So we'll see how that carries through as we keep progressing in this game. That one sliced right into right field. Good piece of hitting there. 2-strike hitting from Leonard, choking up on the bat. An opposite field shot there, and 4th base hit of the day for the Tigers and the first base runner of this 3rd inning.
Center fielder number 44, Jack Wilson.
That'll bring it right back up to the top of the lineup with Wilson. He also had a base hit in his first at-bat. Ended up being out on the base pass on a double play. That one, a little blooper into straightaway center field. That one will get down. Runner will advance to second base. Good piece of hitting from Wilson there, like we saw in that first inning, carrying that hot hand over from last game. And quickly, nobody out now for the Generals and 2 runners on.
Right fielder number 5,
Wilson
Chase
now,
Sanford.
like you said, Shane, just continuing the hot hand. 2 for 2. 2 singles, that blooper. 2 runners in scoring position. This is just not the position you want to find yourself in if you're W&L.
Charnecko really got to dig deep here. Nobody out. As Arnold, or rather Sanford, chose bunt. Obviously, Sanford had that big home run, ended up being the game-winning home run in the top of the 9th. Solo shot that put them up 10-9. The deciding run there. See, he squares around a bunt again here as Charnecko steps off. Doesn't throw to second, but trying to keep the runners honest. The 0-1, Charnecko deals. Bunt shown by Sanford. He lays it down to third. Thornton, a good play to get up on it. They'll get the sure out at first. Both runners will advance, though. Now 1 out, runners on second and third. And that'll bring up Arnold to the plate. It's Matthew Arnold.
Hitter number 8, Matthew
A nice job there by Thornton, able to chase it down, make the throw on the run. Sanford almost hustled that out, though, for a single bunt. Would have been a nice one.
Big out there forced by the Generals. Still not out of the doghouse yet. A couple runners on. Both in scoring position. That one ripped right to Lagas. And he'll go over to first with it. A diving play, or diving catch, rather, by DeWitt. Great effort there to keep that ball in front of him. Would have definitely scored another run had he not caught that. Big second out there, but another run comes across. And Hampden-Sydney now goes up 2-0.
Number 51, Jake Moore.
But a big play there by DeWitt, able to get that out and keep the ball in front of him. And that'll bring up Jake Moore back up to the plate.
Just a nice job by Arnold. Again, doing your job. That's one of the things we've seen really well over the last 2 games by both teams. But Arnold coming to the plate, might have gotten out, but at least scratching a run across the board.
A big cut there from Moore as he misses. Count goes to 0-2. So Charnecko a chance to get out of this one with just a run given up. And he deals. That one a little bit inside and fouled off by Moore. Moore struck out in his only plate appearance earlier today. In this game, rather. Had a couple hits in the first one. A big swing and a miss there from Moore, and Charnecko able to retire the side.
For the Tigers,
But the Tigers able to get a run across. Strand a runner on third. Couple of good hits again there from the Tigers as they take a 2-0 lead into the bottom of the third. Generals getting back ready up to bat. It's going to be Larmore, DeWitt, and Lagas for them. This bottom of the third. Hampden-Sydney, another one across the board in that last inning. A couple hits last inning as well. Keep their lead, or increase their lead, 2-0 here. See if the Generals offense is able to get going. Had a couple hits, a couple base runners rather in that last inning. Nobody coming across, obviously, to score. We'll see if that hot Generals offense from last game can get going here with Larmore. That one breaking pitch to find the zone on Larmore for strike one. Larmore in his last game, a couple of hits and a walk. Did not come across the score. No RBIs for him either. Quickly now down 0-2 in the count. Gregory deals. That one not foul by Larmore. Well out of play. We'll go again. Gregory really just solid work through his first two so far. Just the one hit given up. Only sitting on 24 pitches right now.
One of the things we've seen is just pitchers really good at attacking the zone through these first two games. A lot of hits in game one. A lot of runs scored, but that wasn't because of a lot of walks. It was mostly really long at-bats, as you see.
Larmore takes that one right on the inside of his ribs there. Gets hit by Gregory. The Generals get another base runner here with nobody out to bring up the top of the lineup and DeWitt.
Now batting number 35, Nathan DeWitt.
And DeWitt in his last at-bat grounded out. His only at-bat so far of this game. Generals get back around to the top of the lineup with the runner on first. Comes around for a check swing there, and umpire behind the plate will say he went for strike one. Gregory. Quick pickoff move over to first. Larmore back in plenty of time. That one outside for ball one. Gregory trying to find the zone here on DeWitt. He deals. That one ripped into right field by DeWitt. It'll get down. A good jump by Larmore. He's trying to book it into third, and a errant throw from right field will get him in safely. Larmore got a good jump on that hit, but still a solid effort by the right fielder there. Sanford trying to get the out. That throw just took Harris, or rather Howe, a little bit off the bag.
And what a throw, though. I mean, it was offline, but still, the effort to try to hose down Larmore all the way from right to third. He had enough velocity, and just a few inches more towards home plate, he might have gotten Larmore out.
Now runners at the corners with Lagas up at the plate. Big cut there from him. Struck out in his first plate appearance. A big spot here. Nobody out. Runners on the corners. Certainly the best chance the Generals have had to score early in this game. Quick move over to first. Checking on DeWitt. He'll get back in time. Gregory deals. That one breaking into the zone. Lagas just fouling that one off. Count moves to 0-2. And he deals that one. Good pitch location just inside. Lagas able to hold up for ball one. Tough pitch to lay off for Lagas, but he's able to do so. Still down in the count. That one, a late swing from Lagas. DeWitt was going there. He'll have to go back to first. That one's ripped foul down the first base line. We'll do it again here on the 1-2. We'll take time as player from the Generals dugout's running to go grab that foul ball. Went all the way down into the right field corner, rolling up against the fence. And now Gregory given the go-ahead to pitch. He'll deal home. That one in the dirt. Throw down to second as DeWitt steals. That ball hops into center field. And DeWitt will advance to third. The run will come home, and Larmore to score on the errant throw from behind the plate. So the Generals forcing some errors on the base paths from the Tigers defense, and they'll get their first run of the game.
And that's the beauty of stealing when you have runners on the corners, because you force a lot of pressure onto the catcher to make a really great throw. You also force pressure onto the second baseman to make a good fielding play and then get his head up right away in case the runner on third goes home. As you see, another run comes home with that single.
Yeah, Nick Lagas, great piece of hitting straight up the middle on the 1-2 count, and the Generals quickly tie this game up at 2 apiece after some great hitting and great base running from the squad. And now Andrew Thornton, hot hitter for the Generals from last game, coming up to bat. A big swing and a miss there from Thornton. None of those, or rather one of those runs is earned for Gregory. The other one, obviously on the error to center. Not going against him. Thornton rips that one right to short. Quick play made there. Over to throw over to first. And a very beautiful double play turn there by Hampden-Sydney, clearing the bases for them. And quickly getting 2 outs.
Just a great job of Hampden-Sydney defense doing it at all levels. Fielding, throwing, and forcing the double play. Great job to bounce back, too, after allowing 2 runs, a couple errors, really not forcing the issue and just keeping their heads up and making the plays that need to be made.
And the umpire calling time there. Nobody, pitcher and batter, not really sure why. That one strike right down the middle from Gregory. He's up to 40 pitches now. Through 2 2/3 rather. Rams are caught up on the inside. That one tough to make contact with. He swings and misses, down 0-2 now in the count. Ramsor. Another good piece of hitting for the Generals. Their third hit of this game. That's gone right up the middle. Just underneath the legs of Gregory, and second baseman and Smith and shortstop and Masterson just unable to get over to that one. Good piece of two-out hitting there from Ramsor, and that'll bring up John Turner. Turner in his last at-bat just grounded out. Only one hit so far over the course of these two games. And one of the Generals' more prolific hitters so far this season, so we'll see if he's able to get that bat going. Maybe spark a two-out rally here with Ramsor on first. Throw over. It gets over the head of the first baseman, and that ball sailed right out of play. So Ramsor will be gifted second base. Quick throw there from Gregory. Sailed right over the head of Harris at first.
That's not what you want to do, especially in these moments now. It's getting tight. You just made a nice play. Now you're forcing the issue, just trying to keep him on a tightrope, keep him on a leash at first. Now another error. You have to execute a little bit better on those trying to just keep people at second base. Now on the base path, that's two errors that could come back to haunt him.
Turner took a big hack in that last inside pitch. Gregory will deal again. Hits him with the off speed there, and Turner also another swing and a miss, down 1-2 in the count. He has Ramsor in scoring position. Looking to drive him in here. That one just off the end of the bat. Going to get over the head of Smith at second base. And Ramsor comes in to score. Turner, just like his hit in the last game, a little bloop shot that sails right over the head of everybody in the infield. Too shallow for the center fielder to come up and get an RBI single there for Turner.
And now that error really comes back to haunt him because that's a bloop shot single. Because of that error, Ramsor's on second and in scoring position. And if you don't make that error, that's a run you probably save, or at least Ramsor's on third.
And big part of why those errors can be so costly is Turner on first, fakes the steal. Belbot back up to bat here. First one in for ball one. About the DH today. Walked in his first time up. He rips that one through the first and second baseman. And Turner digging for third. He'll be able to get in there safely. Good piece of hitting from Belbot. And runners once again on the corners for the Generals.
And that's the strength of the lefty bat from Jack Belbot. A lot of velocity going to his strong side. And in that position with the runner on first, now instead of going to left field, you're going to right, where you have to make that throw, and that effectively gives John Turner, with his speed, an easy path to third base.
And it looks like a quick mound visit here for Gregory, just trying to calm him down a little bit. Certainly struggling a little bit this inning, giving up those 5 hits and these 3 runs, 2 of which are earned for him. Or rather, all 3 now go down as earned for Gregory. 5 hits given up this inning. Control's certainly still there for him, still finding the zone. 49 total pitches, 33 strikes. The Generals are just making really good contact with it.
Getting hit off a lot early. I mean, you have to think that they're going to stick with them, and they will, especially this early. But we've seen this in the last couple games. For Washington and Lee, it was about this point where John Benner lost it in towards these middle innings. But now, it happening to Hampden-Sydney and Gavin Gregory.
And they do have an arm warming up down there in the bullpen, so keep an eye on that. But keep it with Gregory here as Charnecko steps into the box. That one low, 4-ball-1. Charnecko again with another one of those little, or rather not a bloop single, but a hard base hit up the middle in his first at-bat today. That one coming in the last inning.
Now Charnecko looking for another one of those. Got runners on the corners. Another RBI opportunity. You don't want to leave so many runners stranded on base.
Good breaking pitch there from Gregory. Sweeping through the zone. In there for strike two. Gregory delivers. That one, good stop there from Leonard behind the plate. Well outside the zone in the other batter's box. Leonard behind the plate, very aware, able to come up and make that stop and prevent a run from third coming in. The 2-2 count here. Again, that one outside. Count moves to 3-2. Gregory certainly don't want to walk here. Do have an open bag, but with these two outs, runners on the corners, you want to get out of the inning here. That one lined right to second baseman. Bobbles it a little bit, does Smith, but able to come over, make the throw to first, and retire Charnecko. But not before the Generals put across 3 runs on 5 hits. They do strand a couple, but they're able to take a 1-run lead, and they'll carry that to the top of the 4th. Back here at Captain Dick Smith Field on the campus of Washington. We with a little Elton John going on in the background as Charnecko warms up for some top of the 4th action. Generals carrying that 3-2 lead into the top of the 4th after 3 runs scored in that last inning on 5 hits. The Generals take their first lead over the course of either of these doubleheader games. Or rather, they had the lead for a couple innings last time around, but first time that they've had a lead since the second, or rather third inning of the last game. We'll see if they're able to hold on to it here with Charnecko prepared to deal. That one fouled straight back by Harris. Harris, the first baseman, with the base hit in his last plate appearance, came around to score one of the 2 Tigers runs. One fouled back again. Count falls to 0-2 for Harris.
Now here's where I love to see Cooper Charnecko just attack. He's up 0-2. Don't play around with some fancy stuff because these Hampden-Sydney players are so good at hitting. So you see another base hit right there.
That one by Harris. As you're talking about, Kaden, Charnecko not playing around, coming right at him, but Harris seeing that one all the way, ripped through the third base side. Thornton really had no chance to get over to that one. And runner on first, nobody out for Jace Howell. Howell also had a hit in his last time up, and an RBI. And he deals in there for strike one. That one with some real speed on it from Charnecko. Pickoff move there. Good location on the throw from Charnecko, keeping it low for the tag. Harris back in plenty of time, though. That one outside for ball one. That one in the dirt. Good scoop up by Campbell. And he certainly had a play there over at first on the throwdown. But just bobbled a little bit low on the throw for DeWitt. Harris cutting that one really close.
A great job by Campbell Charnecko, like you said. Able to pop up quickly to throw a little bit off target. But still a manageable play for DeWitt.
That's one the Generals probably love to have back. Harris caught out of position there on the throwdown. Fortunate to get back in safely. Count still sitting here at 2-1. Able to hold up there on the swing as Howell. Now hitters count here at 3-1 for him. Green light. Got to think ahead. Big cut there, almost losing his balance there. Fouls it straight back, though, and the count will go full at 3-2. Charnecko deals home. Howell skies that one straight away center field. Turner right where he needs to be. Harris will go back to first, and the Generals will have their first out of the fourth.
That looked like easy money for John Turner out in center field. Got right under it. Able to get behind it a little bit, move forward, and retire the first out.
Charnecko deals that one foul down the right side. Tracing foul. And out of play, and that one will go out of play. No chance there for DeWitt. DeWitt and Larmore running over to try to make that play. And it's Masterson now up to bat. Struck out in his first plate appearance of this game. Charnecko, once again, checking on the runner on Harris over there. Masterson really showing us his plate discipline today. That one takes a big cut, though, down 0-2 in the count, but he's found himself down 0-2 in many of his plate appearances and worked it full a few of the times and even had a couple of walks like we talked about in that last game, so certainly not down and out when he finds himself down 0-2 in the count. That time, though, Charnecko blows it right by him and strikes out Masterson for the second time of the game. 2 outs now for the Generals. Runner still on first.
Beautiful job of Charnecko. That's what we were talking about earlier, just making sure to attack with 2 strikes, going right at him, and it got hit off of earlier, but getting a strikeout right there.
Charnecko again. Throwing over, trying to get Harris. DeWitt trying to plead his case a little bit over there, maybe trying to get the out. Harris certainly back in time. Now Smith up at the plate. Again, Charnecko checking on the runner. Harris really no trouble getting back over. Smith reached on a fielder's choice last time up. And Charnecko's first pitch to him is upstairs for ball 1. One in there for strike one from Charnecko. Rather, Smith didn't reach. He flied out in his last plate appearance. A big cut there. Lose the count to 1-2. Charnecko on the 1-2. And able to strike him out. Good piece of pitching there from Charnecko. Gave up the hit to Harris, but really no other damage done in that inning. Charnecko able to work through it to keep that Generals lead at 2-3 as we move to the bottom of the fourth. Back as Gregory's still out there on the mound for Hampden-Sydney. Take a look at his stats so far in this one. 3 innings so far, 55 total pitches, 6 hits, 3 earned, 3 runs, a walk and a strikeout, 16 total batters faced. Certainly solid work so far from Gregory. A little bit of struggles in that last inning. Was able to get out with just the 3 given up. 36 total strikes out of his 55 pitches. 5 for 8 though are batters in scoring or with runners on facing him in this game. So not the best stat for him there, but he's getting another fresh chance here as he faces off against Teague here. Teague flied out in his last plate appearance, left a couple on in doing so. He'll take that one in for ball 1. And that breaking pitch, trying to sneak that in back door, unable to do so. Goes down as ball 2. That one sneaks in past the diving first baseman in Harris. Good piece of hitting there from Teague as he gets his first base hit of his second game with a doubleheader. Solid contact down that first base side and able to beat the outstretched arms of Harris.
And perfect placement that time from Teague, because even if Harris is able to dive and get on that ball, it's going to be a tough play. You'd have to have the second baseman come over and cover first, as well as getting it up right away. So nice job by Teague.
That one, a bunt laid down by Larmore. Umpire's going to say that one hit him, I believe, so it's going to stay here and stay foul for strike 1. It's an awkward play there. Didn't really look like he was too comfortable with the bunt. I think it hit his foot or maybe caught him on the hand or something. Gregory will deal on the 0-1. Again, that one goes foul. Teague was stealing there no matter what. A couple of foul bunts here for Larmore. Scored a run. Scored one of the Generals' runs last inning. He was hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance. He finds himself down 0-2 here. That one skied foul. Not showing bunt anymore, obviously, on the 0-2 count. Teague staying at first. Gregory checking on the runner at first. No real chance to get him there. Wynn certainly picking up a little bit here. Going out, still out to dead center, a little bit to left. Gregory deals. Good job there by Larmore, holding up on the breaking pitch, just fouling that one off and keeping the count at 0-2.
That's really a big key when you're trying to defend with 2 strikes. Just hanging in there, trying to wait for your ball and skill to be able to defend. And we've seen Larmore do that a few times here today.
Gregory deals again. That one skied out to right field. Should be easy enough there for Sanford, and he retires Larmore.
You said, Shane, should be easy enough for Sanford, but now we can see those flags whipping in there. Again, this wind certainly not making any routine fly ball like that one easy.
And especially with the sun, too, pretty bright out here today. Sometimes that ball can get lost, especially if it's whirling around in that wind. But Sanford, good job there getting under it and retiring the first batter in this bottom of the 4th. That one well outside. 4-1 to DeWitt. Back up to the top of the lineup. 3rd time around for the Generals in this one. DeWitt with the 1 hit and a stolen bag for himself. Checking on the runner at first. Plenty of time to get back. DeWitt grounded out, and obviously the base hit scored a run. One of the Generals' 3 runs in this game. And again, checking on the runner. The wind really whipping up out there right now. See the dust flying from the field, but flags out in center really moving to that left field side.
You could see on that pitch how that ball just carried way out of the zone because of this wind that's whipping from right to left across your screen.
Count sitting at 2-0. Runner still on first with 1 out. And DeWitt, I'm going to say he held up there. That one inside for ball 3. So 3-0 count here to DeWitt. We'll see if he gets the green light here or whether or not he's just going to hold up. And he'll just take that one a little bit outside, but catches the plate for strike 1.
A lot of times those opportunities you're just going to take all the way. That time it looked like DeWitt thought about swinging it, especially when you have a chance at it.
And again, checking on that runner at first. Trying to keep him over there. Make it harder for him to get a good jump should DeWitt make contact. That one outside for ball 4. So a 5-pitch walk there to DeWitt, and now runners at first and second with 1 out. And Lagas coming up to the plate.
Now batting number 12, Nick Lagas.
Another chance here for Lagas to drive in a run. He drove in 1 in the 3rd. And it looks like Gregory's day might be finishing up here, as an arm was warming up in the Hampden-Sydney bullpen, and that will be the case. So we'll step aside here just for a brief moment. Hampden-Sydney bringing in a new pitcher here in the bottom of the 4th. pitching change here for the Tigers in the bottom of the fourth. That'll do it for Gregory. His final stats, 3 1/3, 68 total pitches, 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, couple of walks and a strikeout, 19 total batters faced. And then I'll bring in the freshman, Bobby Holohan. Bobby Holohan, he's got 10 innings pitched so far this season, 14 total hits given up, 7 total runs, 4 of which were earned. Only 1 walk, 10 strikeouts, 6 doubles, 48 total batters that he has faced, and a current win record loss ratio of 1-1 there. A 3.6 ERA. A solid bullpen arm in his first year is Holohan. And now has to come up in a big spot here for Hampden-Sydney. Runners on first and second. Only 1 out here in the middle of the Generals, or rather the top toward the middle of the Generals lineup coming up.
For Holohan, he's really a mixed bag. Against Franklin Marshall in 2 1/3, he had 3 earned runs allowed, 7 hits. But then against Mary Baldwin, his last appearance, which was almost 2.5 weeks ago, in 6 innings of work, he had no earned runs allowed. So he can either be really an ace that can do a lot over an extended amount of time, or he can allow a lot of runs in a hurry, hoping for the first if you're Hampden-Sydney.
And Lagas skies that one right out to right field. So Holohan coming in quickly, registering the out on Lagas, and I'll move it to 2 outs here. Thornton steps into the box, but as you're talking about, Kaden, that's oftentimes how a freshman arm can be. You know, you got all the talent that you have, but some of the inexperience and maybe some of the nerves out there can get to you a little bit. But maybe having a couple weeks off that you talked about, give him the fresh arm to get going in this one.
Now in a big spot, two runners on first and second. Getting that first out is so big just for your morale, but also now, of course, having much more leeway.
That one outside as well for ball 2. Thornton, in his 2 earlier plate appearances in this game, a couple of ground outs. And, of course, a ground out into a double play earlier. And a big cut there for strike 1. Thornton, a hot bat in the last game, but so far unable to get that going here. He's able to sky that one straight away center field. Wilson looks like he's under it, and he'll step up to make the play. So Holohan coming in, doing his job, getting a couple of quick outs. The Generals will strand a couple runners there with Thornton's flyout. And the Generals will move into the top of the 5th. Charnecko stepping back out onto the mound with a lead of 3-2. Maintaining that 3-2 lead as we reach the top of the 5th. Charnecko still out there for Washington and Lee. So far on his day, 4 total innings, 58 total pitches, 44 of which have been strikes. So great control from Charnecko. 6 total hits, 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts as well. Charnecko pushing through his day and certainly putting up some good numbers. It's a big cut there from Leonard in the bottom of the lineup. 9-1-2 due up for the Tigers this inning as they look to try to come back into this one, down 3-2. These teams have certainly been battling through these two games, keeping it close throughout. Obviously, Hampden-Sydney had a bigger lead towards that last game, but Generals fought back in it, and this one just staying close through the first four so far. And a quick work of Leonard does Charnecko put on there. Going down. 3 strikes there, no balls. Charnecko is 6th strikeout of the day, and he's certainly starting to find his groove now.
Yeah, he is, but here comes that man again in Wilson, who was 3 for 5 in game 1 with a single and 2 doubles, and then he's 2 for 2 to start out here game 2. So having himself a heck of a day.
For Charnecko, big strike 1 there. Wilson swinging a lot, often and early in his last 2 at-bats. And quickly now down 0-2 after the foul swing rather, goes straight behind the press box. Wilson faces the 0-2 here from Charnecko and nubs that one right into right center field. That'll get down. Ramsor throws into second as Wilson has himself his 3rd base hit of this game, his 3rd double of the day, 1st in this game. And Wilson is on fire today.
And Wilson just stays rolling, 3 for 3 here, his 3rd double of the day.
Fielder number 5,
And
Chase
leading
Sanford.
out with some offense in this 5th inning, trying to get the Tigers some momentum here. Now with 1 out, runner in scoring position, much better position now for Hampden-Sydney.
Yeah, it's Sanford up at the plate so far in this game. Sacrifice in his last at-bat. Grounded out in his first one. That ground out turned into a double play in the first inning. And he skies that one straight away center field. This one's going back, going deep. And that one out of the park for Sanford. His 2nd home run of the day. And that one was launched very, very, very far out of this ballpark, straightaway center. What a piece of hitting there from Sanford.
And Sanford just continues to come up in big spots with the biggest hits you could imagine. First, the go-ahead game-winning homer in game 1 in the top of the 9th. Here with the go-ahead home run, 2-run homer. Now putting Hampden-Sydney back on top.
That one grounded right to second base for Larmore. And quickly, Arnold is retired, but not before that big home run by Sanford, putting Hampden-Sydney up by that 1 run. As you said, Kaden, just clutch hitting from Sanford consistently over these 2 games.
Left fielder number 51, Jake.
And the Tigers jump right out, back in front of the Generals 4-3. That one shot right up the middle. Tough play there for Lagas. And quickly Moore gets himself on base here. First pitch he sees, he swings. And now Hampden-Sydney starting to find their groove in this 5th inning.
And now the question comes for Coach Ted White. How long are you going to let Cooper Charnecko go? He's got 68 pitches on the day, 4 earned runs. He's been pretty solid, but there's another couple hits here. You got to think you're going to go to the pen.
And right now, no arms, still warming up for the Generals' pen. Both pens pretty quiet right now. So Coach White just opting to let his man go in Alexander as Harris takes a big swing and a miss. Harrison, this is his 3rd at-bat of the day. Scored a run, has a couple hits already, so certainly productive so far from Harris, and we'll see if he's able to add on to that And Charnecko looked like he might have had a shot over there at more creeping up as he attempted his pickoff move, but DeWitt unable to hold on to that throw, so no play over at first. On the 1-1, that one chopped foul down the third base side. Here's the 1-2. That one looks like it's going to stay in play. A foul on the first base side, and DeWitt will come over and make the play. But a big inning for Hampden-Sydney on the 2-run home run by Sanford, straight away center field. An absolute moonshot. Certainly the wind helped carry it out, but I'm pretty sure he got enough under it by himself. But Hampden-Sydney will take that 4-3 lead as we move into the bottom of the fifth. Welcome back into Captain Dick Smith Field on the campus of Washington and Lee. Generals stepping back up to bat here in the bottom of the fifth. It'll be Ramsor, Turner, and Belbot, 4, 5, and 6 for the Generals. Ramsor is a hit so far today. Also flied out earlier. Scored one of the Generals' runs. So they find themselves now down by a run, thanks to that 2-run home run from Sanford. In the top of the fifth, Ramsor sees that one from Holohan in for strike one. That one outside now. Ball one. Holohan still in a big spot here. This run lead. We'll see how he holds up. Freshman, as we talked about last inning when he came in, was able to come in and force a couple outs there when the Generals had a couple on, so certainly came up big there. We'll see how far he goes into this one. He's able to paint that one on the outside corner for strike two. And Ramsor again. Great piece of hitting up the middle. And he's able to get on to first. That's his second base hit of this game.
And Paul Ramsor has been part of this outfield transformation for the Generals. Last year, Ramsor was the top player in the outfield for Washington and Lee. They really only went 2 deep between him and John Turner. Then you also had Jonathan French, but French has had his injury issues. And now with the addition of Camden Teague, a lot you can do in that outfield, and Ramsor has been an offensive weapon.
And Ramsor got a pretty good jump on that pitch. Timed it perfectly. That one in the dirt for Leonard. Didn't even try to throw that one down. And Ramsor will get into second easily. And the Generals, the runner in scoring position, nobody out with Turner at the plate. Turner had a base hit in his last at-bat that brought in Ramsor. Also grounded out today. Count sitting at 1-0. Holohan comes home. Turner lays down a bunt. That one goes straight away foul. Good idea there from Turner. Trying to catch the Tigers off guard, but unable to do so. See the wind out there. It's remaining a constant factor in this game. Turner shows bunt again. That one, once again, going straight back. Generals having a little bit of trouble here their last few bunt attempts. Unable to get them into the field of play. Especially effective since Ramsor was able to get to second basically for free. Now the count on Turner at 1-2. He shows bunt again. Throw behind the runner at second. Trying to get Ramsor there, holding the tag on him. He's safe in there. Turner showing bunt again for the third time. Strikes out. Doing so. Perhaps not the best idea there for him, but coach is still trying to get him to show bunt. You may want to, or may have rather seen with 2 strikes, just an attempt to get him over it with a ground ball on the right side or a deep fly in the outfield.
Just not what you want to do in that scenario. 2 strikes, showing bunt. I know you're trying to get Ramsor over to third, but still can't bunt out, especially not taking a hack at it.
Here's a quick pinch hitter here for the Generals. It'll be Oakley Rempel coming in for Belbit, so both making the opposite switches for each other over the course of both games. Belbit came in for Rempel last time around, and now Rempel replaces Belbit. And quickly now, Rempel finds himself down 0-2. Rempel in that last game had a couple of hits, scored a couple of the Generals' runs as well with an RBI. Struck out one time as well. That one just outside on him. Count moves to 1-2. Rempel looking to come up in a big spot here and tie it up for the Generals. A big swing and a miss there from Rempel. Holohan strikes out Rempel with the 3 strikes there. His first strikeout, or rather his second strikeout of the outing. And a big one there. Ramsor still sitting on second base as Charnecko steps into the box. Charnecko with the 1 hit earlier. Grounded out his last time up.
And after Ramsor was able to make his way onto second, you would just hate to go down with a bunt strikeout, then a straight-up strikeout, and not being able to scratch Ramsor across and knot this up. But who else would you want but Charnecko at the plate?
That one in there from Holohan for strike 1. Charnecko opting to hold up there. Ramsor trying to steal third, and a great move by him as Charnecko knocks that one right through the gap, of first and second base. And a great hit and run there by the Generals, executed to perfection. And that'll knock this game up at 4 apiece.
Like you said, Shane, just beautiful job by Ramsor, not only getting the jump, trying to go for third, but then with that jump, he's easily to make it in, easy to score the run and tie it up. Charnecko just continues to step up and be the offensive leader for Washington and Lee.
Yeah, another base hit for Charnecko today, and they're just mounting up. That's his 5th single of the afternoon over the course of these 2 games. As now Teague is in the box. He takes strike 1 there from Holohan. Teague also with the base hit earlier. And a fly out, rather. And that one off speed. Teague just able to catch up to it, foul it off. Now he finds himself down quickly 0-2 with Charnecko at first. That one right to the second baseman in Smith, fielded cleanly over to Harris at first. Now to retire the side. Generals able to bring a run across, though, with the Ramsor base hit and then the hit and run. Charnecko a base hit into that right side, tying this one up at 4 apiece. Charnecko still out there for the Generals as we move into the 6th. Generals able to tie that one up in that last inning thanks to the RBI from Campbell Charnecko, who's behind the plate. Both teams with 9 hits and 4 runs, so pretty even in this second game. These two teams really hard to separate so far over this doubleheader, just a 1-run difference. Both have been stacking up the hits. It really hasn't been too many walks from either side. Just a lot of good contact. Good hitting. We'll see if Howell for the Tigers is able to keep that up. He has a base hit and an RBI earlier in this contest, as well as a flyout. And he fouls that one straight back for strike 1. Charnecko deals. That one just missing outside for ball 1. Good position and location from Charnecko there. That one, great piece of hitting there. But right into the hands of Teague is that one from Howe. Good contact, just carried a little too far, and that'll be the first out for the Generals here in the top of the 6th.
Shortstop number 13.
That'll bring up the shortstop, number 13, Jackson Masterson. Striked out twice so far in this game. That's all he's done, or rather all he's been able to muster here. But first pitch swinging and line right into left field. So scratch that. Masterson now with the base hit.
Nice job by Masterson, able to just come out of the gate swinging right away. Get in that single and get in on base.
Second baseman, number 6.
Both teams' offenses have just been really prolific today. Getting base hits, stringing them together, bringing in guys in scoring position. There's been quite a few runners stranded from both sides in this game. More than we saw last game. Generals have stranded 7 to Hampden-Sydney's 4. Smith now up at the plate. He's strucken out. One of his earlier plate appearances also flew out as well. He's looking to try to get this Hampden-Sydney offense going after that Masterson hit. Charnecko finally deals home here. That one will be fouled straight back. Count moves to 0-2 for Smith. Smith's been awfully active in the field today as well at second base. Been able to make a lot of plays, though. Doing a good job over there fielding. Staying alive here, fouling that one off. 5 total assists today for Smith. In this game, leading the Tigers in that category. Busy hands over there at that second base position. He skies that one to shallow infield. Lagas calls it off, and he'll secure the second out of the inning to bring up 9-hole hitter in Gregory for his third plate appearance.
Noah Leonard.
Scored a run and had a hit earlier. Struck out as well his last time up.
You know what they say on that last play, shortstop is king of the infield, so Lagas calling off Thornton there, making sure he's the one to make the catch and nobody's running into each other.
Charneco deals home for strike one there. Gets ready here for the 0-1. Checking on the runner at first. Keep him honest over there. The 0-1 in there for strike two. Charneco really been efficient today. 80 total pitches, 64 strikes. Control has certainly been there. That one just missing a little high. Looking for Leonard to chase. He'll hold off. Count will go to 1-2. They're going to say, at least Charneco behind the plate thought that was strike three. That one just a little bit outside. A bit hard to see the plate right now, kind of covered in dirt. That one right through the gap. Right side infield. And another base hit out of that 9 spot for Leonard. So some production out of the bottom of the lineup for the Tigers will bring it back up to the top. And Wilson, who is just absolutely on fire. 3 base hits. Really a double in his last at-bat. Wilson is going to look to try to bring in his teammates on the base paths. That one in there for strike one from Charneco. Still no arms warming up in the pen. Trying to let Charneco go as long as possible. Generals only used 3 arms last game. Just the one here so far. Wilson fouls that one to the left side. Count goes to 0-2. Charneco certainly done his job so far today. Still giving up those 4 runs. A lot of hits as well, but really done a good job to keep throwing strikes and do his best to mitigate this, what we've seen to be a potent Hampden-Sydney Tigers offense. Good pitch there from Charneco. Not finding the zone, but certainly exactly where you want it to be. Can't really ask for anything better from Charneco there. Breaking ball a little bit high in the zone there. Wilson, good eye to hold up on that one. Count evens now at 2 apiece.
I'm surprised still no action in the bullpen, because if Charneco can't get out of this, it's already at 85 pitches.
And there he goes. Big swing and a miss there from Wilson. Charneco able to blow that one right by him. And Charneco notching his 7th strikeout of the day to retire the side of Hampden-Sydney. Strand a couple runners, actually, on base there. And the Generals look to try to gain the lead in the bottom of the 6th. Back here for some bottom of the 6th action. The Generals 8,
Now into the game for the
or
Tigers
rather,
at second base,
sorry,
number
9,
3, Turner Fitzpatrick.
1 and 2 hitters up. Turner Fitzpatrick checking in to the game at second base. We saw him the first time around, replacing Smith over there at second. So that'll end Smith's day. Gavin Smith, productive defensively, not necessarily the most productive day at the plate. 1 strikeout, 2 flyouts, but as I talked about earlier, a lot of assists over there at second. Certainly very active position for him today. Larmore steps into the box, fouls that one off his ankle for strike 1. Larmore gets that one down the third base side, foul. Quickly now the count moves to 0-2 for Hallahan. Good piece of hitting there for Larmore. It's a nice line drive into left field. The Generals get their 9-hitter on again here. Larmore, very productive so far today at the plate. Hit by pitch and a couple of hits now for him here. Certainly doing his job in that 9-hole to get on base for the top of the lineup.
Yeah, and Larmore, not one of the top hitters on this roster, but making an impact felt. He's sub 200 on the year. But today, he's been good and a nice piece of hitting. Way to square up to the ball, hit it perfectly, and just get enough height on it to sky over shortstop, third baseman gap.
The 1-0 count here. Nobody out in the bottom of the 6th. DeWitt up at the top of the lineup. He lays down a bunt. That one goes straight backwards. Foul. The Generals have really struggled to lay down these bunts the last few times. They've all gone foul or just not exactly where they're hoping to. Led to some struggles here for some of these sacrifice plays trying to get the runner over. And DeWitt swinging away here. That one fouled behind the left base or third base dugout.
Larmore is going, it seems, on the pitch no matter what. Hoping that DeWitt can get a hold of it. So watch for that again here.
Pretty solid lead over there at first. He doesn't go here. That one by DeWitt. Tough bounce there for Fitzpatrick. That one will go right into center field. Now runners on the corners here for the Generals. Nobody out with Lagas up at the plate.
Those are some of the most brutal plays right there for a second baseman. Having just a tough bounce, going between the grass, a chopper like that, and then it hits the sand. And you misplay it a little bit. Skips off your glove. A great piece of running there by Larmore. Despite not getting the jump, still able to work his way to third. That
one will go down as a base hit for DeWitt. So really a tough play there for Fitzpatrick to get on. And now Lagas with the chance here to give the Generals the lead with a sack fly or base hit here. Holohan looking to try to mitigate the damage here. He's done a good job coming in his last couple innings. And DeWitt thought he got picked off there. He's just going to run right to second. The throw from Holohan goes to first, just cannot get him in time. As Harris threw over to second after getting it from Holohan, and DeWitt able to steal a bag there. And now both runners in scoring position for Lagas. Nobody out still.
Good job by DeWitt. Even though he got caught by no man's land, he just picked a side and decided to go full steam ahead towards second, and it worked out. Those are those hustle plays you love to see if you're Coach Ted White.
Yeah, if you get picked off, you might as well pick one way or the other. And as you said, Kaden, DeWitt, decisive with that, kept going all the way to second base, and the throw unable to get him out in time. Lagas right to short, and a good play there from Masterson, keeping both runners honest. And Lagas will be the first one retired this inning to bring up Thornton.
Those are some of the nuances of that shortstop position. Great job fielding it, looking back the runner on third, and then going to first. So great job from Masterson, able to save a run from scratching across and get the out.
And you can see the infield positioned everybody up on the line with the grass. Trying to prevent that run from coming home, especially in such a tight game like we have here. All knotted up at 4 apiece. Thornton's just going to look to try to drive this one somewhere in the outfield. He takes strike one from Holohan. Holohan, 35 pitches so far, 26 total strikes. He's also had very solid control here for Hampden-Sydney. Certainly the biggest challenge he's faced so far. As Thornton gets a hold of that one trailing deep center field, and it'll get down. Thornton digging into second base. Both runs will come in to score. And Thornton's hot hand gets going here in the sixth for the Generals as they take a 6-4 lead on his double.
We talked about the weapon that Wilson has been for Hampden-Sydney, but Andrew Thornton has been that and almost more for the Generals. In game number 1, Andrew Thornton was 2 for 4, but those 2 hits were a triple and a home run with 4 combined RBIs. And today, again, showing that on that double, maybe going for a cycle between the 2 games.
And Ramsor's first pitch will be skied right to the shortstop in Masterson. He'll come up and make the play. Quickly now 2 outs for the Generals. Thornton still standing on second with Turner coming up to the plate. Turner has a base hit in this one. An RBI, also struck out and grounded out earlier. He launches that one right to Masterson at short. Comes up, fields it cleanly, and throws it over to first. But the Generals able to add to their, or really gain their lead back here. 6-4 after that Thornton base clearing double. That scored a couple. The Generals take a 6-4 lead as we move to the top of the 7th. we're back here on Captain Dick Smith Field
Top of the seventh
on the
inning,
campus of
Tigers
Washington
left
and Lee.
fielder
The
number
Generals
5,
able to
Sanford.
break the tie in that last inning thanks to that Andrew Thornton two RBI double. Put the lead for the Generals up to 6-4. Charnecko still coming out here for the top of the 7th. Up to 91 pitches now with that last one and for ball 1. Every pitcher that we've seen today has been very efficient, especially Charnecko. 92 pitches now, 72 strikes. Very high percentage. It's not been walking people. It really has just been the bats of Hampden-Sydney doing all the work for them offensively. No errors from this Generals defensive side either. Quickly now, count on Sanford goes to 1 and 2. Sanford, a couple RBIs earlier in a hit, and this one had that 2-run homer earlier that gave them the 1-run lead, but he goes down on strikes, swinging there. Sanford retired by Charnecko.
Designated hitter number 8, Matthew Arnold.
Sanford 2 home runs on the day, but unable to make contact or do anything there as he goes down on strikes. 8th strikeout for Charnecko. That one skied immediately on the first pitch to DeWitt on the first base side, and a couple of quick outs here for Charnecko as he's able to retire Arnold. Arnold struggling a little bit today. 3 groundouts and a flyout. Does have an RBI, but unable to get on base so far in this game, and that'll bring up Jake Moore, the left fielder. He's also struggled to get on base here. 1 hit, a couple of strikeouts. But that one into the gap, carrying it off the wall. And Moore digging for second. He'll hold up there. A lot of early pitch action here from this Tigers offense. That one, though, able to be connected on. And that'll give Moore a double and putting him into scoring position with 2 outs.
First baseman number 52.
And it'll just be me,
Harris.
Shane Riley, here with you on the Washington Lee Sports Network the rest of the way. My partner, Kaden Buss, had to step aside for some other obligations, but very happy that for you all to be joining us here for this doubleheader action, and I'm very happy to take you through the rest of the way here as Charnecko deals in there for strike 1. The 0-1 here. Just a little bit high there from Charnecko. Good pitch location. The off speed. He deals again. That one sliced foul for Harris. Harris also scored one of the Hampden-Sydney runs earlier. A couple of base hits for him as well. Looking to try to whittle away at this 2-run Generals lead here with a base hit. That one, high chopper right to second base for Larmore. Easy play over to DeWitt for first. And Charnecko, another efficient inning for him. Gave up that double. Two more, but that one not really doing any damage. Stranded on base is Moore. Harris grounding out there. And the Generals will keep their 2-run lead as we head into the 7th inning stretch. pitching change here for Hampden-Sydney in the bottom of the 7th. That'll do it for Holohan today. Take a look at his numbers. 2 2/3, 40 total pitches, 30 of which were strikes. 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned. 2 strikeouts with 13 total batters faced. Coming in for Hampden-Sydney and the Tigers here, Logan Benton, sophomore from North Chesterfield, Virginia. This season, 10 1/3 total, 9 hits, 6 runs, 6 earned, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, giving up 1 home run, 3 hit by pitches. Win-loss record of 1-0 with a 5.23 ERA this season. So he's going to look in to try to come in and not allow any more damage to be done by this hot Generals lineup today that's really been hitting every single part of it that has been hitting around. And as you can see, 12 hits for both sides. Both teams' offenses have really been prolific today, with Rempel swinging at his first pitch he sees from Benton. Rempel, his last time up, came up to pinch hit for Bell, but struck out in that one appearance. He takes strike 2 there from Benton. The 0-2, right down the middle on the off speed. Rempel not fully sure about that one. Umpire behind the home plate disagreeing. And the first strikeout for Benton on 3 pitches. Looking really solid out there. Some good movement on that pitch as well. Tied Rempel up. And that'll bring up Charneco once again, who's been so hot today. 5 base hits over the course of the 2 games, 2 in this one. He has a chance now. Generals, nobody on base, only 1 out. And we'll see if he's able to get anything going for Washington and Lee in the bottom of the 7th. He grounds that one right to third base. That'll be Howell with an easy throw over to Harris. And Charneco's retired. 2 quick outs now forced by Benton out of the bullpen. And now it'll be Camden Teague up to bat. Has a base hit in this one. Stranded a few in his times up to bat. 3, that is, in total. Generals as a team have stranded 8 to Hampden-Sydney 7. So both teams certainly getting on base, but leaving a lot of guys on as well. Teague takes ball 1 in there. The 1-0. Breaking pitch there that finds itself at the bottom of the zone for ball 2. Benton delivers that one in there. Good zip on that. Cutting away from the batter. In for strike 1. Benton's pitch has certainly been very lively so far to start his stint. That one trying to cut it back inside. Trying to catch that inside corner of the plate. Unable to do so, and the count moves to 3-1. Hitters count here for Teague. We'll see how Benton decides to challenge him. Teague skies that one to right field. Sanford coming over to make the play, unable to do so. That one drops right in front of him, and Teague slides into second base. We're going to see how that one is ruled. And they're going to give Teague a base hit there on that one. A little miscommunication in the outfield between Wilson and Sanford. Nobody really making the call off. That one just drops right in front of both of them. The Generals, a little bit of 2-out action here on the base pass with Teague now at second. And Larmore getting another chance to go here. That one, trailing foul. Nobody really able to track that one down. Larmore, really productive day for him. Couple of hits, hit by pitch, flew out earlier, scored a couple of runs as well. Rather, only one hit for him, but has scored a couple of runs for the Generals here. We'll see if he's able to get on base here again. That one fouled away again. A little late on these swings for Larmore, fighting him off. Now down 0-2 in the count. Benton comes home. That one inside corner. Turning away from it was Larmore. Good pitch location, though, for Benton. Just unable to find the zone. Benton trying to get out of this little jam he's made for himself. A big swing and a miss there from Larmore. So Benton comes in and provides some pretty efficient, productive work for the Tigers. Did squander that double, but was not really on him. That ball was skied way up in the air and just a miscommunication out there in right field. But Benton comes in, does some good work, holds the Generals lead to 2 as we move to the top of the 8th for Hampden-Sydney. Hampden-Sydney back up to bat here on the top of the 8th, and this game is beginning to reach its final stages. Hampden-Sydney still find themselves down by 2, and look who's still out there on the mound for the Generals. It's Charnecko. Get another inning of work here as that one's immediately slapped down the line. That one stays fair for Howell. First pitch swinging. Coming in there for a big double with nobody out. Charnecko immediately getting challenged by Howell and it working. Great piece of hitting there. And immediately some trouble on the base pass for Washington and Lee. Coach White still keeping Charnecko out there. Definitely have some guys warming up in the pen. A couple of players for Washington and Lee. Charnecko deals home. That one fouled straight back for strike 1. Comes home again, but outside that time. The 1-1 from Charnecko. That one skied and fouled away once again. Runner on second. Still hanging out over there. It's Hal Masterson at the plate. Masterson struggling to get production at the plate today. We'll see if he's able to do something here. Keeps fouling him off. That's certainly something he's been able to do, is stay alive. Certainly a big moment here. Runner on second, nobody out. If Charnecko is able to get Masterson out here without any damage, that one skied straight away center field. Great play there from Turner. Coming right underneath it with the sun right in his face for the first out of the inning. Good work there by Charnecko, working through Masterson after the leadoff double. And now Turner Fitzpatrick with his first chance in this game for a plate appearance, obviously replacing Gavin Smith earlier. Fitzpatrick, last time up, did not get a chance to come up to the plate either. His first at-bat of the day. Played some second base defensive work last time out. Came in and did that last inning as well. Finds himself down now quickly, 0-2. Charnecko still working through his pitches at 106 on the day so far. Pitch count continues to climb, but still very good work from Charnecko. And that one, some good break on that. Finds itself right in the zone. And Charnecko with another strikeout, getting close to 10 on the day.
The catcher, number 49.
Up to number 9. Really solid work from Charnecko here, and that'll bring up the 9-hole in Leonard. And a base hit in his last time up, and he'll take strike 1. Be very impressive if Charnecko is able to work around the leadoff double, keeping that runner on second. That one hit right to Thornton at third. He'll come up, make the throw over to first for DeWitt, and Charnecko works himself out of the leadoff double. That'll strand Harris, or rather Howe, on base. That'll keep the Generals' lead at 2 as they move to the bottom of the 8th as they'll try to expand that lead. Denton back out there for another inning of work as we get going for the bottom of the 8th. In this Generals lineup, it's going to be DeWitt, Lagas, and Thornton. So back to the top for Washington and Lee. Trying to add on some insurance runs as Charnecko on their side of the mound has gone 8 so far. We'll take a look at Benton's numbers from that last inning. 1 inning pitched, 14 total pitches, 1 hit given up, a couple of strikeouts, but really solid work from him in his 1 inning of work last time around. He'll come back up, try to do the same thing here. It'll be DeWitt, though. Get things going for Washington and Lee here in the bottom of the 8th. DeWitt really just a productive day all around. Good defensive work over there at first base, making a couple of stretches and making some plays that they've absolutely needed from him at times. And then, of course, at the plate, a couple of hits, a couple of runs, also a walk for him. Exactly what you could have asked for out of your leadoff man. And Benton delivers again here. That one catches the outside corner for strike 2. 0-2 now to DeWitt. He skies that one straight away center field. Wilson tracking it. He'll come over and make the catch for out number 1 in the bottom of the 8 for Benton and the Tigers. Absolutely crucial here for them. They don't allow another run to come across the board or the top of the 9th. 2 runs, certainly not insurmountable. But, of course, you don't want to have any more work to do for yourself in that top of the 9th. And they already came up clutch one time in the top of the 9th last game around, so we'll see what they're able to do here after the Generals. But first up, it is Lagas here, taking strike 1. Lagas rips that one straight away center field. No chance there for Wilson to get a hold of that one. And Washington and Lee have a base runner here, and Lagas. Good piece of hitting there. Only 1 down now for Thornton.
Now batting number 22, Andrew Thornton.
Thornton had a really big hit in his last at-bat. A double straightaway center. That scored a couple. General's last 2 runs, that is. And he does it again here. That one, this time into shallow center. Coming up and making the play is Wilson. Sliding play there. Excellent show of the agility and speed there from Wilson coming up to make that play. Quickly, Thornton is retired. Now the Generals will bring up Paul Ramsor, the number 4 hitter in this one. Been pretty good today as well. A couple of hits and a couple of runs. Solid pieces of contact he's been able to make all day. And we'll see if he's able to start a little 2-out rally for Washington and Lee as a check over on Lagas there. Speedster at first. Never know when he might take off. Once again, checking on Lagas. Ramsor makes contact with that one, but weakly hit foul. Ramsor will watch him throw over to first again, does Benton. Really trying to keep Lagas over there. He understands that if Lagas is able to get a good jump and steal second, that Ramsor base hit could lead to another run. That one inside and low for ball 2, or ball 1 rather. Benton on the 1-1. Ramsor holds up there for ball 2. See him thinking about swinging there, but able to restrain himself. And he skies that one again, straightaway center. This one will actually trail a little bit more to left field. Good play there by Moore, coming up to make the catch, so really no harm, no foul there for Hampden-Sydney. They did get the 1 hit. Lagas stranded on first. But it's really, this next inning is really where it all matters for both sides. Charnecko stepping back out onto the mound for the top of the 9th, and Hampden-Sydney's one chance to get back into this game. And back here at Captain Dick Smith Field on the campus of Washington and Lee, I'm Shane Riley. Thank you so much for joining us today for some doubleheader action between the Tigers of Hampden-Sydney and the Generals of Washington and Lee. Washington and Lee currently holding a 2-run lead here in the top of the ninth as Hampden-Sydney gets to their top of the lineup. And Charnecko still out there on the mound going into his ninth inning of work for Washington and Lee here. That one inside on Wilson for ball one. Fouls that one off for strike one. Charnecko well over 100 pitches, up to over 110. Now, certainly getting his full day of work in today. And Wilson over to Thornton. Tough play to make. And he's unable to do it. DeWitt unable to pick up that bounce. Wilson hustling that one out. Really tough throw there from Thornton. All the way deep on that third base line. Wilson beats that one out. We'll see what it goes down as. And looks like Coach White's coming out to talk about the base path here. See if he interfered, the runner did, with that throw. Pretty sure there's probably just going to remain safe for Wilson at first. Pretty much remained in his base path. Maybe he got in the way of the ball, but there really was nowhere else for Wilson to go. Although the umpire, he's going to want to talk about it with his team here. We'll see what they come to, what determination they come to. In the meantime, Sanford, probably the guy that, if you're a Tigers fan, you want up at the plate. A couple of home runs today. One came in the top of the ninth last time around. They're going to rule him safe at first. But for Sanford, one of the home runs came around the top of the ninth last time around that gave Hampden-Sydney the win. And then another home run earlier that gave him a 4-3 lead before the Generals took that lead back. But Sanford up to bat here.
Number 5, Chase Sanford.
And we'll see if he's able to come up clutch again. It's like a ball from the Washington Lee bullpen ended up on the field. Stoppage of play there real quick as Charnecko comes set to deal. He comes home. That one inside for ball one. And Charnecko so good today with his control. 90 strikes to 114 pitches. Very impressive work. That one in the dirt again for ball two. Sanford staying patient with Charnecko here. Big spot here for both teams. Charnecko trying to get this first out, and that one lined into the gap. That one will get down. Bobbled in right field. Ramstor has to come up and grab it, so Wilson's going to have time to come all the way around to score from first. And that'll be a stand-up triple there for Sanford. Absolutely coming up huge there. Now Hampden-Sydney only trail by a run.
Number 8, Matthew Arnold.
And it looks like that might be it for Charnecko in this one. Just unable to really get what he was hoping for in this ninth inning. So far, no indication to the bullpen yet. Might be a conversation with Charnecko here trying to determine whether or not that he will stay in the game, talking with Coach White. Talking with the rest of the squad out there as well. Just trying to give them their game plan. It looks like Charnecko might stay in this one. Of course, he probably wants to finish this one off after putting in so much work earlier in this game, and he will stay out there. Generals do have some people warming up in the pen, but as of right now, it'll be Charnecko. Still nobody out here. Runner on third. Still no decision yet on that potential interference from first base, whether or not it's an error or a hit. That one going home with it is Thornton. He's going to step up. And Charnecko applies the tag. Perfectly played there by Thornton, coming up on that throw, going right to home. Aggressive was Sanford there on the base pass, and he pays for it. And a huge out there for Washington and Lee. Runner will be safe at first as no play was made there, but the play was obviously all at home. And Charnecko, a great job there, stepping in front of the plate, applying the tag for the first out of the inning.
First base for the Tigers, number 23, Jaheim Green.
And Jaheim Green steps into pinch run at first.
51, Jake Moore.
And Moore steps into the box. You got to think that Green's going to be taken off here at some point. Just a matter of when. Whether or not even Charnecko's going to keep an eye on him. He does here. Throws it over. Cannot be overstated how big that out was for Washington and Lee to get that lead runner off of third. Good location there from Charnecko, just barely unable to find the zone. Moore had a pretty productive day at the plate so far. A couple of hits in this one. And we'll see if he's able to come up big here for the Tigers as that one skied foul. The 1-1. That one's a little bit low there. And a 2-1 count now for Charnecko. He reaches the 118 pitch count. That one skied to right for Ramsor. That one tracing back. He's running on it. And he drops the ball out in center. And they're trying to throw to first. He has to tag up. And that's going to be a double play there. A strange way to end the game for Washington and Lee. The runner didn't tag up from first. Or rather, the right field umpire had him out on the catch, even though Ramsor, I believe, dropped it in center field. And now, of course, there's going to be some discussion here with Coach Mulvey for Hampden-Sydney. That was a very awkward play there in center field, and we'll see what the determination is. But as of right now, it looks like a 6-5 victory for Washington and Lee. And that's what the decision is going to be. So Washington and Lee get out of it. Cooper Charnecko with a complete game victory for Washington and Lee. Just a very strange way to end the game. So Ramsor, the batter was ruled out on that fly ball. And of course, Jaheim Green did not tag up, did not get back to first base on that play because the runner at first didn't think he was out. And then the throw goes back to first. Green is out. That forces the double play, one of the strangest double plays that you'll see in a long time, but it counts all the same for the Washington and Lee victories of 6-5 here over Hampden-Sydney. So they split this double header with them. Hampden-Sydney falls to 11-10 following this result, 5-4 in ODAC play, and W&L improves on the season to 7-9, 2-8 in ODAC play, 4-3 at home. And Washington and Lee survive a scary one to end that last inning. Charnecko struggled a little bit there. Gave up that early runner on third, but then Thornton came up, made a really big play on the plate at home. And then an awkward way to end the game with Green, an error on the base pass, and it turns out to be the biggest factor in that game for Hampden-Sydney. A couple throwing errors early in the game on the base pass that gifted Washington and Lee a couple runs, and then at the end losing it on a base running error. But certainly both of these teams put in a great showing today. I mean, it's only separated by 1 run in each of those games, but Washington and Lee are able to pull out the victory thanks to some clutch hitting from Thornton, give them this the 2-run lead that was whittled down to 1 in that last inning. But not enough for the Tigers as Washington and Lee comes away with a big victory here. We thank you so much for tuning into the Washington and Lee Sports Network. I'm Shane Riley, previously joined by my partner, Kaden Buss, who had to step aside early. But we thank you so much for tuning in. The Generals come away, split the doubleheader with Hampden-Sydney 1-1, but able to win the second half of it by a final score of 6-5. Both teams ended up with 14 hits as well in that one. A couple errors for the Tigers and 1 for Washington and Lee. Quite a strange way to end that one, but thank you so much for tuning in today on the Washington and Lee Sports Network to the doubleheader that we had. As for the games coming up for Washington and Lee, their next game is coming up against Eastern Mennonite University on March 25th, back here at Captain Smith Dick Field. And then for Hampden-Sydney, their next game going to be coming up against Virginia Wesleyan back at their home ballpark as well. But thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm Shane Riley, and you guys have a great rest of your evening.